Wolves are fascinating animals, essentially just wild dogs. They can be terrifying even though they are beautiful. While we know that wolves can be creepy and fierce, some are so huge and powerful that they will leave you in awe. These are wolves you won't believe actually exist. Number 15. Giant wolf dog. If you thought your retriever or poodle was large, try living with a giant wolf dog. Meet Yuki, a wolf dog that has both wolf and dog genes. He was born in 2008 to a breeder and lived with his first owner for 8 months. However, his owner had no idea how big Yuki would grow and decided he could no longer handle him. Therefore, he gave him up to a kill shelter. Fortunately, that shelter didn't have to live up to its name, for Shy Wolf Sanctuary heard about him and took him in. The owner clearly didn't know what he was dealing with when he purchased him. After a DNA test to learn more about Yuki and his needs, they determined he was 87.5% Grey Wolf, 8.6% Siberian Husky, and 3.9% German Shepherd. His strong wolf genes would explain his size and hunger. Yuki could consume around 40 pounds of raw meat every week. The sanctuary also gave him the nickname Woo Woo, because that's the sound he would make when he wanted to play with someone. There's a common misconception that wolf dogs are vicious and aggressive, but that's not always the case. While they can be, if there's no denying that, they are also curious and a bit shy and can be loving when they learn to trust you. Yuki was an affectionate wolf dog and lived with a female wolf dog called Bella. While he was larger, Bella was the more dominant of the two. At 10 years old, in 2018, Yuki developed cancer. The sanctuary is giving him all the care he needs, but his days left on Earth are unfortunately now numbered. Number 14. World's largest wolf. Just like dogs, there are many different wolf species in the world, but some are larger than others. Take the Alaskan timber wolf, for example. Known as the Canadian timber wolf, northwestern wolf, Mackenzie Valley wolf, and Rocky Mountain wolf, it's the largest of them all. The Alaskan timber wolf is not one you'll see everywhere, but its size makes it reasonably visible in its home habitat. It mostly lives around the Mackenzie River Valley, which is Canada's longest river system. Given its broad ecosystem, the Alaskan timber wolf thrives here. Visitors to Yellowstone National Park may also spot these wolves there too, for they have an important job to do. They manage the elk population by forming a stampede, then taking down the weakest and youngest members who lag behind. To look at an Alaskan timber wolf, you can't help but be impressed. They have robust limbs, an imposing stature, and large lungs that allow them to live comfortably in higher altitudes. They also weigh up to 175 pounds, but there are cases of them being as massive as 235 pounds. Number 13. Wolves that changed America. Any kind of animal can make a significant impact on our lives, but did you know they can also change nature? 14 wolves introduced into Yellowstone National Park in 1995 are proof of that. They changed an entire ecosystem. At the time, the park was suffering from an overpopulation of deer. The wolves' hunting habits soon put a stop to that. With fewer deer, plants were thriving, and once scarce trees like the willow and aspen were now back in larger numbers. More vegetation brought more bugs and berries, and wildlife came in their droves to take advantage. Even beavers who were extinct in the park decided to call the area home once again. The wolves also took care of the overpopulation of coyotes, which meant small critter numbers went up. Foxes, hawks, and badgers then moved in to take care of mice and rabbits. Even the rivers were benefiting from these 14 wolves. The increased vegetation stopped bank erosion, and the river level stabilized. The park, which was in grave danger, was entirely saved due to the effort of 14 wolves who feasted on a few deer. Isn't that incredible? Number 12. Howland Wolf. Most people see wolves as sly, quiet, and wily animals that don't express themselves in a way that people recognize. So you'll likely be unable to believe that wolves howl to the moon and each other in the same way you see in movies. In 2015, a wild black wolf was roaming along a wooded trail. It was captured on a trail camera foraging before walking to a clearing to howl over and over again. It's clear the wolf was looking for a mate or signaling its pack. Wolves use howling as a form of long-distance communication, allowing them to stay connected even when separated by miles of dense forest. Each wolf has a unique howl, almost like a fingerprint, which helps pack members identify one another. Scientists have discovered that wolves also howl to express emotions, such as loneliness, excitement, or even grief. For example, a lone wolf may howl more frequently when separated from its pack, hoping to reunite with its family. Interestingly, wolves are known to harmonize their howls, creating the illusion of a larger pack to intimidate rivals. This behavior is particularly useful during territorial disputes, as it can deter other packs from encroaching on their land. Wolves are also more likely to howl during certain times of the year, such as the breeding season, when finding a mate becomes a priority. The haunting sound of a wolf's howl is often amplified by the natural acoustics of the wilderness, echoing through valleys and across mountains. This phenomenon has inspired countless myths and legends, with many cultures associating wolf howls with mystery and the supernatural. Usually, wolves howl to rally their pack for hunting or to keep their enemies and rival packs away. In most cases, wolves will howl for about 5 seconds at a time. There's also footage online that shows packs of wild wolves howling at sunrise and even during a thunderstorm. The eerie, gloomy sound of a wolf's howl breaking through the silence of a natural wooded area is both breathtaking and beautiful. It's hard to believe that such beauty still exists in the great outdoors. Number 11. World's rarest wolf. Because of the red wolf's affinity for livestock, it has become the rarest wolf species in the world. There are about 200 living in captive breeding centers, and there is thought to be about 120 in the wild in the northeastern parts of North Carolina. The red wolf almost went extinct in the 20th century because farmers were trying to protect their livestock. Then coyotes came to the party and created a wolf-coyote hybrid. The hybridization with coyotes has been one of the biggest challenges in conserving the red wolf, as it dilutes the genetic purity of the species. Conservationists have worked tirelessly to reintroduce red wolves into the wild, but their efforts are often met with resistance from local communities. Many farmers still view red wolves as a threat to their livestock, despite evidence that they primarily hunt deer, rabbits, and other small mammals. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service has implemented programs to educate the public about the importance of red wolves in maintaining ecological balance. Red wolves play a crucial role in controlling prey populations, which helps prevent overgrazing and supports healthier ecosystems. Captive breeding programs have been instrumental in increasing their numbers, but reintroducing them into the wild remains a slow and challenging process. The red wolf's striking appearance, with its reddish-brown coat and slender build, has made it a symbol of resilience and survival. Despite their struggles, red wolves have shown remarkable adaptability, often thriving in areas where human activity is minimal. In 1973, only 14 red wolves remained. This breed of wolf is a United States native and came to exist through coyote and wolf breeding. They are medium-sized wolves, definitely nowhere near the size of an Alaskan timber wolf, and they weigh up to around 85 pounds. They also normally measure about 63 inches in length at a maximum, and are definitely a blend of coyote and wolf in their sizing and structure. Number 10. Mutant Wolf. A National Geographic photographer recently captured a stunning yet unsettling image of a wolf while documenting wildlife in the remote forests of Alaska. At first glance, the animal appeared to be a typical wolf, but upon reviewing the image later, the photographer was left in shock. The creature's facial features were unlike any known wolf species. Its elongated snout, sharp angular jawline, and piercing red eyes set it apart. Even more alarming was its sheer size, far larger than any wolf breed documented in the region. Experts who analyzed the image were baffled. The wolf's features didn't match any species currently living in the area. Some speculate it could be a mutant wolf, possibly affected by environmental changes or genetic anomalies. Others suggest it might be a relic of an ancient wolf species thought to have gone extinct thousands of years ago, somehow surviving in isolation. The photograph has sparked widespread debate among scientists and wildlife enthusiasts. Could this be evidence of a new species, or perhaps a glimpse into the past? For now, the mysterious wolf remains an enigma, leaving many to wonder what other secrets the wilderness might still be hiding. Number 9. Largest wolf in captivity. While there's no proof to back up the statement made by the video uploader, Aquila is thought to be the largest wolf in captivity. He's a big, beautiful Canadian wolf and is shown to act and behave similarly to a dog. He loves to play, get belly rubs, and lick his owner's face. He also craves attention and enjoys nothing more than getting patted and adored by his owner. Aquila's size is truly impressive, with his massive paws and thick fur making him look even larger than he already is. His owner often jokes that Aquila could easily knock someone over with a playful nudge, but his gentle nature ensures that he's careful around people. Videos of Aquila have gone viral, with viewers marveling at his majestic appearance and dog-like behavior. However, his owner frequently reminds viewers that Aquila's wolf instincts are always present, no matter how tame he may seem. For example, Aquila has a strong prey drive and will chase after small animals if given the chance, which is why he's always supervised during outdoor play. His diet is also a reminder of his wild nature, as he requires a raw meat diet to stay healthy, unlike domesticated dogs. Aquila's interactions with the Siberian Husky puppy were particularly heartwarming, as he showed remarkable patience and gentleness despite his enormous size. The puppy seemed to look up to Aquila, following him around and mimicking his movements, creating a bond that delighted viewers. Even playtime is something special with this large wolf, for Aquila will frolic through the snow with other wolves. He towers above them, but that doesn't seem to bother him or the other wolves. Even though this large captive wolf acts and behaves like a dog a lot of the time, it's paramount not to forget that he is a wolf. When he's eating his food, he will snarl and growl at his owner to not get near him. Trying to take food from a wolf, even this one, could have some deadly consequences. Number 8. Dog adoption gone wrong. Can be hard to say no to your kids. When they want something and give you those big, pleading eyes, you often give in. In the case of Neo, the puppy, an 18-year-old boy's parents may have been better off saying no. An Arizona teen found an abandoned puppy in a shopping cart. He was fluffy, cute, and looked a little bit like a German shepherd. His parents agreed to his request to keep the dog, and the teen took him home and called him Neo. Try as they might, they couldn't get Neo to settle into a routine. He stuck to the teen like glue, wouldn't allow other humans to bond with him, and he would urinate and poop everywhere. Neo's behavior became increasingly challenging as he grew older, with his howling at night disturbing the entire neighborhood. He also displayed a strong prey drive, chasing after small animals and showing little interest in typical dog toys or training methods. The family tried consulting trainers, but Neo's instincts seemed to override any attempts at obedience training. His physical strength and agility made it nearly impossible to contain him, as he could scale fences and break through barriers with ease. The family began to suspect that Neo wasn't an ordinary dog, but they didn't know what else to do. Despite the challenges, the teen remained deeply attached to Neo, making the decision to rehome him even more heartbreaking. The Humane Society staff immediately recognized Neo's wolf-like traits and contacted a wolf sanctuary to assess him. This discovery brought relief to the family, knowing that Neo would finally be in an environment suited to his needs. As he grew bigger and stronger, Neo kept escaping his yard. He would spend a lot of time at the neighbors playing with their German shepherds. Over time, the neighbors grew weary, and even gate extensions were no match for this determined doggo. The family had to make the hard decision to hand him over to the Humane Society so they could match him with a family who could care for him properly. As it turns out, there's a reason why Neo didn't fit his domestic surroundings comfortably. He was a wolf dog with dominant wolf genes. This finding would explain his connection to a single human, distrust for all others, and his desire to form a pack with other dogs. Neo now lives in a wolf community where he's happy and content with other wolves. Number 7. Highway wolves. Russian traffic police patrols had a close call on M23, a southern Russian highway near the Black Sea coast. On security camera footage published online, an officer is seen pulling over a car and talking to the driver through the window. His patrol car and another officer are parked on the other side of the highway, seemingly unaware of what is about to happen next. The police officer who's talking to the driver sees a large pack of wolves running towards him. At first, he appears confused, unsure of what he's seeing in the distance, but as the pack gets closer, he quickly realizes the potential danger. The officer's quick thinking likely saved him from a dangerous encounter, as wolves in large numbers can be unpredictable, especially if they feel threatened. Witnesses later reported that the pack seemed to be moving with purpose, possibly migrating to a new territory or chasing prey. The driver, visibly startled, allowed the officer to climb into the car just in time, and they both watched in stunned silence as the wolves passed by. The pack, numbering at least 15 wolves, moved in a tight formation, their sleek bodies and focused expressions indicating they were on a mission. Despite their fearsome reputation, wolves rarely attack humans, and this pack seemed more interested in reaching their destination than causing trouble. Wildlife experts who reviewed the footage suggested that the wolves might have been displaced from their usual habitat due to human activity or seasonal changes. The incident highlights the growing overlap between human infrastructure and wildlife territories, which can lead to unexpected encounters like this one. The officer later joked with his colleagues about the experience, but it was clear from his expression in the footage that he was shaken by the close call. The video quickly went viral, with many viewers praising the officer's calm and decisive actions. Within a few seconds of the final wolf of the pack passing, the officer exits the vehicle and crosses the road to his patrol vehicle. It was a close call, but the wolves clearly had no intention of causing trouble on M23, though I hope the police officer just let that guy off with a warning. Number 6. Navara the wolf. Navara the wolf is a rare example of how humankind can be cruel, then make up for it with incredible kindness. In January 2012, a couple found a wolf trapped in a cold, rushing river. He was exhausted, freezing, and on the brink of death. As the unforgiving river swept the wolf down the river, rescuers were able to catch him and bring him to shore. His body gave up, and the wolf they named Navara stopped breathing. They gave him CPR, brought him back to life, and took him in critical condition to an animal care facility for treatment. Navara's story quickly gained attention, with people from all over the world sending messages of support and donations to help with his recovery. Veterinarians worked tirelessly to treat his gunshot wounds and manage the damage to his spine, which had left him paralyzed. Despite his injuries, Navara showed incredible resilience, slowly regaining strength and even wagging his tail when his rescuers visited him. His caregivers noted that he had a gentle and trusting nature, despite the cruelty he had endured at the hands of humans. Navara's journey also sparked conversations about the illegal hunting and mistreatment of wolves, raising awareness about the need for stricter wildlife protection laws. The wolf reservation where he was eventually relocated provided him with a safe and loving environment, where he could interact with other wolves and experience a semblance of freedom. Navara's ability to walk and run again was nothing short of miraculous, a testament to both his determination and the dedication of his rescuers. His story became a symbol of hope and redemption, showing that even in the face of cruelty, compassion can prevail. While his life was tragically cut short, Navara's legacy continues to inspire efforts to protect and care for wolves around the world. Humankind may have let Navara down, but it certainly redeemed itself with the gentle care of this beautiful wolf. Unfortunately, complications due to his injuries saw him pass away in June 2012. Number 5. Rare wolf attack footage. There are going to be very few instances of wolf attacks caught on camera. In most cases, people will be trying to de-escalate the situation rather than film it. Wolf expert Camels and Friends on YouTube is the exception. She caught a small amount of her own wolf attack on camera and lived to explain what happened. The woman was videoing her wolf, Lorne, eating. The area was infested with ants, and a fire ant bit Lorne. He redirected his anger to his owner, grabbed her by the skull, and dragged her into a corner. The attack was a stark reminder of the unpredictable nature of wolves, even those raised in captivity. Wolves, like many animals, can experience redirected aggression when they are startled or in pain, and this incident was a textbook example. The woman later explained that understanding wolf body language and behavior was crucial in de-escalating the situation. She noticed Lorne's tense posture and dilated pupils, which signaled his heightened stress levels. By remaining calm and avoiding sudden movements, she was able to defuse the situation without escalating his aggression further. The incident also highlighted the importance of respecting wolves as wild animals, regardless of how much trust has been built over time. Experts often warn that even domesticated wolves or wolf-dog hybrids retain their wild instincts, which can surface unexpectedly. The woman emphasized that her bond with Lorne was built on mutual respect, but she never lets her guard down completely. She also used the incident as an opportunity to educate her audience about the challenges and responsibilities of working with wolves. That evening, the pair were playing nicely once more. The woman said that she has no fear of Lorne, but doesn't forget he is a wild animal and apex predator. Number 4. Arctic snow wolf pups. Not only is it incredibly rare to capture footage of wolf pups in their home environment, but it's even rarer to video Arctic snow wolf pups. Those who wish to photograph or video these beautiful creatures would have to get around their fiercely protective parents, then navigate their unforgiving habitat in the Arctic regions of Greenland and North America. One man with enough desire to video Arctic snow wolf pups made it happen. He waited until a mother and her babies were out of their wolf den, then set up a robotic camera in front of it. The footage shows that the pups, thought to be around 1 month old, had no fear for the camera and played with each other as if it wasn't there. The pups were seen tumbling over one another, nipping at each other's tails, and curiously sniffing the robotic camera. Their playful behavior offered a rare glimpse into the early life of Arctic wolves, showcasing their innocence and energy before they grow into skilled hunters. The robotic camera allowed researchers to observe the pups without disturbing their natural behavior, a crucial aspect of studying such elusive animals. The footage also revealed the mother wolf returning to the den, her watchful eyes scanning the surroundings to ensure her pups were safe. Arctic wolves are known for their resilience, surviving in some of the harshest conditions on Earth, but even they are not immune to the challenges posed by a changing climate. The melting ice and shifting weather patterns are forcing these wolves to adapt to new hunting grounds, often traveling greater distances to find food. Conservationists hope that footage like this can raise awareness about the fragile ecosystems of the Arctic and the need to protect them. The video has since been shared widely, inspiring awe and a deeper appreciation for these majestic creatures. Unfortunately, footage like this is few and far between, and not only because of their environment and parents. Climate change is having an impact on many Arctic creatures. The weather has meant that Arctic hares and muskox are going hungry, and their population decline has impacted wolves who rely on them for food. Number 3. Dire wolves. When Game of Thrones showed dire wolves on some of their episodes, many people just had to ask Google if they were real. After all, a lot of things in Game of Thrones were not. While these giant wolves, which grow to around 5 feet long and weigh about 200 pounds, used to exist, they don't now. They existed during the Pleistocene age between 10,000 and 250,000 years ago. Fossils were found in Indiana in 1854 to prove their existence. Since then, the remains of dire wolves have been found across a myriad of different habitats. They've been found in grasslands, North American forested mountains, and even South American arid savanna. If that wasn't random enough, then even the elevation is not consistent. Fossils have been unearthed at sea level all the way up to around 7,400 feet. The dire wolf, if you were to compare to any creature of today, would look almost like a gray wolf. It weighed an average of 132 pounds, and its skull is roughly the same as a gray wolf. However, its teeth differed. They had a far greater shearing ability, and the bite force is unlike any other wolf species today. The dire wolf was also thought to be a pack hunter and would dine on camels, bison, mastodons, horses, and ground sloths. Given the strength, robustness, and tenacity of the dire wolf, it seems strange to think that it couldn't hold its own and beat extinction. As it turns out, it couldn't. In around 12,700 YBP, 90 different types of animals weighing over 97 pounds, known as megafauna, became extinct. The cause of their extinction is under debate, but it's thought that competition with other species for food, climate change, and human hunters could be to blame. Number 2. Curious or hungry. In most cases, wild wolves will make every effort to avoid humans. They are naturally afraid of them and will go out of their way to hide in vegetation or woods to avoid contact, which is what makes this wolf so unusual. Siddharth Gandhi was driving down a deserted Yellowstone National Park road at night in the snow. That in itself is scary enough, but more so when he discovers an enormous wolf on the side of the road. Without showing any signs of fear, the wolf walks out onto the road and stops in front of the car. Siddharth, stunned by the encounter, quickly turned on his dashcam to capture the surreal moment. The wolf's sheer size and calm demeanor were both awe-inspiring and unnerving, as it seemed completely unbothered by the presence of the vehicle. For a moment, it locked eyes with Siddharth through the windshield, an intense and almost otherworldly connection that left him frozen in place. Wolves are known for their intelligence and curiosity, and this one appeared to be studying the car as if trying to understand it. The snow falling around the scene only added to the eerie, dreamlike quality of the encounter. Siddharth later speculated that the wolf might have been a lone alpha, separated from its pack and exploring new territory. Wildlife experts suggest that wolves in Yellowstone have become slightly more accustomed to humans due to the park's popularity, though such close encounters are still rare. The wolf's behavior, calm, deliberate, and unthreatening, was a stark reminder of the wild beauty and mystery of these creatures. Siddharth admitted that while he was initially terrified, the experience left him with a newfound respect for wolves and their enigmatic nature. Finally, the wolf loiters around, sniffs the ground, and eventually sits down on the side of the road. Finally, it heads back into the woods from which it came. No one knows for sure why this wolf wasn't scared. Could be hungry, curious, or perhaps now familiar with humans. Whatever the reason, this dashcam footage will likely be something Siddharth treasures forever. Number 1. Wolf pack protection. Wolves may be animals and as far from human as you can get, but that doesn't mean they don't protect their family as we do. Astonishing footage has come to light of a wolf pack going to extreme lengths to protect its own. Now you can see why groups of friends call themselves wolf packs. Wolf pups are out playing, frolicking, and enjoying the sunshine. Next thing they know, a hungry and bedraggled female wolf by herself approaches them. Given her level of hunger, this wolf could pose a genuine threat to the babies. The adult wolves in the pack band together, block the female wolf with their bodies, and lead her away. The coordination and communication among the pack members were remarkable, as they seemed to instinctively know how to position themselves to protect the pups. Wolves are known for their strong social bonds, and this footage is a testament to their loyalty and teamwork. The pack's alpha male and female took the lead, growling and posturing to intimidate the intruder, while the other adults formed a protective circle around the pups. Interestingly, the hungry wolf did not show outright aggression, which may have influenced the pack's decision to let her leave unharmed. This behavior highlights the complex social dynamics of wolves, where survival instincts are balanced with a sense of fairness and restraint. Researchers have noted that wolves often display empathy, even toward outsiders, which could explain why the pack chose not to attack. The pups, meanwhile, huddled together, seemingly aware of the danger but trusting the adults to handle the situation. Once the intruder was far enough away, the pack returned to their usual activities, with the pups resuming their playful antics as if nothing had happened. This incredible display of unity and strategy is just one of the many reasons wolves are considered some of the most intelligent and socially advanced animals in the wild. She tries again and again to reach the cubs, but she is continually blocked. In most cases, wolves will not allow a threat to survive, but they let the wolf leave in this case. Were you surprised by these wolves? There are some amazing stories about wolves out there. Do you live near any wolf packs? Also, check out the other cool things appearing on the screen right now. See you next time.